Hello, welcome to another video. Please like, share and subscribe for more amazing story. True God in Another Worlds, Tensura x Tbate, by Tempest_King_20. Side Chapter 8 Date. Rimuru Pav. As I groggily stumbled out of bed, my mind still foggy with sleep, I heard a sharp rap against my bedroom door. Startled, I hastily rubbed the sleep from my eyes and stumbled towards the source of the disturbance. The wooden floor creaked beneath my feet as I made my way across the room, the morning light filtering through the partially closed blinds casting soft shadows on the walls. As I opened the door, I was greeted by the sight of Seal standing in front of me, looking radiant as ever. Her long, silver hair fell gracefully around her shoulders, and her red eyes glimmered with a mischievous twinkle. She wore a pair of perfectly fitting skinny jeans, accentuating her slender legs, and a white long-sleeved shirt that hugged her curves in all the right places. And oh, that face! Her features were aglow with a radiant smile that seemed to illuminate the room, causing my heart to skip a beat at the sight of her. Before I could gather my wits and respond, she blurted out her request, her voice carrying an undercurrent of excitement and anticipation. "I want to go on a date." Stunned by her unexpected proposition and enthralled by her beauty, I found myself momentarily speechless. It was typically me who had to muster up the courage to ask her out, but now, the tables had turned. After a moment of gathering myself, I managed to find my voice and replied, though my words came out slightly breathless, okay, sure. Where do you want to go? A brilliant smile blossomed on Ciel's lips, her eyes crinkling with delight. Her gaze seemed to convey both genuine excitement and trust in my ability to create a memorable experience. "Surprise me," she replied, her voice carrying a hint of playful anticipation, her words dripping with draped in curiosity and intrigue. "All right, just give me a moment to change," I nodded, scrambling to find something suitable to wear. My mind raced with ideas on where to take Ciel for our date, each one more exhilarating than the last. In a whirl of motion, I swept through my wardrobe, deliberating over every option. Eventually, I settled on a pair of sleek black pants, pairing it with a crisp white t-shirt. I tied my hair into a ponytail, taming the unruly strands that framed my face, hoping to present the best version of myself for this special occasion. Topping it off with a tastefully tailored black coat, I couldn't help but feel a surge of confidence wash over me. The ensemble felt simple yet stylish, befitting such a momentous occasion. Returning to the door, I found Ciel awaiting my presence, her eyes lighting up with approval as she took in my outfit. Without a word spoken, she reached for my hand and intertwined her fingers with mine, a simple yet profound gesture that filled my chest with warmth. "Shall we?" she questioned, her voice infused with an eager expectation that mirrored my own. Nodding in response, we made our way downstairs, hand in hand, savoring the tender connection that bound us. "We're going out." Calling out to my family, I announced our departure, hoping to avoid a motherly lecture that could potentially dampen the enchanting atmosphere that had settled around us. "Goodbye." My mother's voice echoed from the depths of the house, a chorus of well wishes accompanying her words. Her voice carried a mix of excitement and curiosity, mirroring the emotions bubbling within me. Stepping out, Ciel glanced around, curiosity twinkling in her eyes as she pondered the secret destination awaiting her. Her lips curved into an impish smile as she looked up at me, squeezing my hand gently. "I'm not sure where we're going, but I'm excited," she confessed, her voice laden with a mixture of anticipation and trust. I smirked, feeling a surge of joy at her words. "I hope I don't disappoint you." "Knowing you, I doubt it," Ciel replied, her voice filled with a warmth that mirrored the sunlight that bathed us. The gentle breeze tugged at strands of her luscious hair, adding a touch of either reality to the moment. Unfortunately, being in the midst of the Middle Ages, this world lacked the modern-day luxuries of cinemas and amusement parks. Determined to find something unique and captivating, I suggested to Ciel that we attend the theater. Hoping to transport ourselves into a world of artistic brilliance, we entered the establishment with curiosity and anticipation. The interior of the theater looked grand and regal. The expanse of the hall stretched before us, adorned with majestic decor that spoke of regality and opulence. The stage, an impressive creation of smooth and shining oak wood, stood proudly in the center, commanding attention and demanding respect. Intricate carvings embellished the walls, their delicate details whispering stories of ages past. The air within the theater was perfumed with the scent of sweet fragrances, a delicate blend of floral bouquets and subtle musk. The flickering light of countless candles bathed the room in a soft, warm glow, casting dancing shadows upon every surface. We navigated our way amidst murmuring patrons, until finally locating our front row seats. Settling into the plush velvet of the chairs, we eagerly awaited the beginning of the performance. As the lights dimmed, a gentle hush descended upon the audience, creating an atmosphere of heightened anticipation. With bated breath, we watched as a group of talented actors graced the stage, each one adorned in magnificent costumes that transported us to a realm beyond our own. The play, titled The Raging Storm, unfolded before us, revealing a tragic tale of love torn asunder by familial discord. The actors poured their hearts and souls into their performances, infusing the dialogue with passionate emotion that reverberated throughout the hall. Every line was delivered with exquisite precision, and the raw intensity of each interaction left an indelible mark on the audience. Set changes were executed with a flair for the dramatic, each transition offering breathtaking glimpses into new worlds previously unexplored. The play, with its poignant storyline, wrought an emotional response from some of the spectators. Tears streamed down the cheeks of those moved by the tragedy unfolding before them, their reactions turning the theater into a mosaic of deep-felt sentiments. Meanwhile, Seal and I found ourselves wholly engrossed in the narrative, our minds and hearts enthralled by the unfolding drama, though not as emotionally affected as others. As the final moments of the play wound down, the curtains drew to a close, and we joined the rest of the audience in rising from our seats. Walking out into the night, I couldn't help but notice a hint of disappointment in Ciel's eyes. My guilt surged forward, and I felt the need to address it. "I'm sorry, Ciel. I thought attending the theater would provide us with a remarkable experience," I confessed, my voice laden with remorse. Her eyes met mine, and she reassured me with understanding. "Do not blame yourself, Rimuru. Perhaps my expectations were too high, influenced by the theatrical brilliance of Tempest. Nonetheless, I still thoroughly enjoyed our time together," she responded, a genuine warmth radiating from her smile. Memories of the exceptional theater performances in Tempest, where even the demon lords were impressed, danced through our minds. Relief washed over me, washing away any lingering sense of anxiety, as I noticed the absence of resentment in her expression. A small smile tugged at the corners of her lips, mirroring the relief that flooded my own features. Grateful for her understanding, I returned her smile, silently breathing a sigh of relief. "Let's go to a restaurant," I proposed, taking her hand firmly in mine once again. "I heard there's a new place that just opened up." Ciel's brows furrowed slightly as she glanced at her watch. "Are we really at the lunch hour already?" she asked, her voice laced with a hint of amusement. "I suppose someone overslept." She scolded me gently, yet her concern was evident in her eyes. I scratched my head sheepishly, feeling a twinge of guilt for neglecting my own well-being. "You know why," I mumbled, my voice filled with self-awareness. Ciel's grip on my hand tightened, her gaze unwavering. You can't keep working like this," she admonished. "You need to take care of yourself too. You're in a human body now, remember. Your body needs rest." I nodded in acknowledgement, a bashful smile playing on my lips. "I promise to take better care of myself from now on," I assured her, meaning every word. "Good," Ciel replied, her voice softer now, filled with a mix of relief and affection. "I don't want you to exhaust yourself. And if you do that again..." Her words trailed off ominously, leaving the threat hanging in the air. I know, I quickly interjected, an amused glimmer in my eyes. "Another one of your famous lectures." We arrived at the newly opened restaurant, the entrance flanked by a charming wooden gate. Stepping through it, we were met with the sight of a cozy little place, boasting a beautiful garden setting. The lush greenery of the plants and flowers created a serene atmosphere, accompanied by the gentle sound of water trickling from a nearby fountain. As we made our way inside, the warmth of the staff's smiles immediately enveloped us. The tantalizing aroma of freshly prepared food enticed our senses, drifting through the air and into our nostrils. Soft melodious tunes played in the background, adding to the already inviting ambiance. Our eyes couldn't help but be drawn to the interior design of the restaurant as we scanned the room for an available table. The elegant arrangement of tables and comfortable chairs, complete with colorful cushions, exuded a certain charm. Adorned walls showcased captivating paintings, while the large windows provided picturesque views of the verdant garden. Finally, we found a cozy spot next to a window with a perfect view of the street. The outside world seemed to melt away as we settled in, transforming our surroundings into a peaceful sanctuary. With menus in hand, I noticed CL's uncharacteristic silence, her expression pensive as if she had something weighing on her mind. Is everything all right? I inquired, genuine concern lacing my voice. CL paused for a moment, her eyes scanning the room before settling on mine. I was just thinking about how wonderful this day has been so far, she admitted softly, her voice a delicate whisper. It's been way too long since we've had a moment like this, just the two of us. My heart swelled with tenderness at her words. I'm sorry for not spending as much time with you, I confessed, hoping my remorse was apparent. CL's gentle smile reached her eyes, soothing the corners of my mind. Don't worry yourself over it too much, she reassured me. I understand that you have responsibilities, as do I. However, it's vital for us to prioritize time for ourselves too. Her understanding warmed my soul, filling me with gratitude and affection. A sly grin curved my lips as mischievous thoughts danced in my mind. Don't fret, my dear CL. I promise to finish everything quickly next time so I can devote an entire day to spoiling you, I teased, lowering my voice as I leaned in closer. A slight blush crept onto her cheeks, her voice barely a whisper as she responded. You don't have to do that, but I must admit, I wouldn't mind it, she admitted, her eyes glinting with hidden desires. Amusement danced in my eyes as I took note of her response. Before I could delve further into the delightful conversation, CL swiftly changed the subject, saving us from our teasing banter. So, what do you think of the menu? She inquired, diverting my attention to the array of culinary options. Glancing at the menu, I pondered for a moment before responding. I think I'll go for the steak, I declared, already imagining the succulent meat cooked to perfection. CL's gaze wandered through the menu, her eyes sparkling with anticipation. I'm torn between the grilled fish and the salad, she confessed. But I've heard they use the freshest ingredients here. Placing our orders, we couldn't help but wonder if the food would truly live up to the tantalizing descriptions on the menu. Our anticipation mingled with hunger, making the wait seem longer than it actually was. Finally, the food arrived, and the captivating aromas wafted up to greet us. The perfectly cooked steak, tender and juicy, teased my taste buds with each succulent bite. The grilled fish, delicate and moist, carried a subtle smoky flavor that harmonized effortlessly with the freshness of the accompanying vegetables. Vibrant colors danced playfully atop the salad, heightening the visual appeal and setting the stage for a delectable feast. A grin of sheer delight spread across my face as I savored the first mouthful. This is extraordinary, I exclaimed, my eyes sparkling with newfound enthusiasm. CL, her own plate nearly clean, nodded in agreement. The flavors are impeccably balanced, she agreed, a hint of fascination evident in her voice. And the presentation is simply impressive. We continued to indulge in our meal, the rich flavors exploding across our taste buds with every bite. Each dish was a masterpiece, carefully crafted by the chef to create a symphony of tastes and textures. The perfectly seared steak melted in our mouths, while the grilled vegetables provided a vibrant and fresh contrast. The aroma of herbs and spices lingered in the air, adding to the sensory experience. As we savored our food, time seemed to slow down. The outside world faded away, leaving only the two of us in this enchanted space. Nothing mattered beyond the present moment, except for this girl in front of me. The main course drew to a close, leaving us content and fully satiated. The anticipation for dessert built as we ordered a chocolate lava cake and a strawberry cheesecake. The indulgent desserts arrived, presented like sweet works of art. The chocolate lava cake, when pierced, released a river of melted chocolate, its decadence causing our taste buds to dance with delight. The strawberry cheesecake glowed invitingly, its velvety texture melting on our tongues, with the tartness of fresh strawberries perfectly complementing the sweetness. With satisfied palates and warmed hearts, we settled the bill and eagerly stepped out into the embrace of the day. The decision to take a leisurely stroll through a nearby park seemed like the perfect continuation of this magical experience. As we entered the park, we were greeted by the sounds of laughter, playful children, and families enjoying picnics on vibrant blankets. Couples strolled hand in hand. Nature surrounded us, her beauty captivating our senses. The towering trees provided shade, gently swaying in the breeze, while vibrant flowers painted a riot of color across the landscape. Elegantly designed fountains added an enchanting touch, with crystal clear water dancing to the rhythm of its own melody. Our leisurely stroll eventually led us to the park's edge where the sun began its descent. The sky transformed into a breathtaking masterpiece, its canvas splashed with hues of fiery orange, soft pink, and dreamy purple. The colors merged and blended seamlessly, creating a tableau that begged to be immortalized. Spotting an inviting empty bench nestled under the shade of a towering oak tree, its branches stretching out like a canopy, we exchanged knowing smiles and made our way towards it. The bench, weathered and worn by time, held an air of familiarity that mirrored the memories we held dear. As we settled down, the coolness of the wood seeped through our clothes, offering respite from the warmth of the day. Ciel's delicate hand reached out, intertwining her fingers with mine, the softness of her touch sending a shiver of warmth coursing through my veins. "Doesn't this remind you of our first date?" Ciel asked, her voice laced with a reminiscent tone, a playful spark flickering in her eyes. I couldn't help but smile, my heart stirring with an avalanche of recollections. "Yeah, it really does," I replied, my voice filled with tenderness. "But I think today was even better." Resting back against the backrest of the bench, and let Ciel rest her head upon my shoulder, her silky hair grazing my cheek. We watched as the sun began its descent, casting a golden glow across the surrounding park. The hushed rustle of leaves overhead and the distant calls of birds created a serene and tranquil atmosphere, wrapping us in a cocoon of peace. "Well, we were in 4-year-old form that time, so sure we're definitely doing better now," Ciel quipped, her voice infused with gentle humor, breaking the silence. "Well, you're right," laughing softly, I met her eyes with adoration, my heart brimming with love. Without hesitation, I leaned in, our lips meeting in a gentle and passionate kiss, the taste of her lingering like a bittersweet melody upon my lips. In that moment, the world faded away, leaving only the profound connection that existed solely between our souls. When our lips delicately parted, we found ourselves entranced by one another's gaze, a cascade of love and gratitude shimmering within our eyes like stardust. Whispering from the depths of my heart, I professed, "I love you." A mischievous twinkle danced in Ciel's eyes, a playful smile curving her lips as she put her head into my lap, finding solace and comfort in our closeness. "I know," she murmured, her voice filled with contentment, "but I would have scolded you if you hadn't used your illusion magic." Her playful comment referred to the little magic she would use whenever we shared a kiss in public. Laughter bubbled up from within me, blending with the soft sound of her giggles, creating a symphony of joy. Ciel's cheeks glowed rosy, a modest blush painting her porcelain complexion as she closed her eyes, surrendering to the tenderness of the moment. With a loving smile, I gently ran my fingers through her hair, each stroke offering reassurance and support. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of crimson and lavender, we remained wrapped in our embrace, savoring the quiet serenity that enveloped us. The world continued its perpetual dance, but in that tiny corner of the universe, we had found solace in each other's arms, as if nothing else mattered except the depth of our love.